So, hello, fam. I hope you actually understood the conversation between me and the ex domestic violence abused. So, now we'll be moving on to conversation with me and our legal practitioner. So, all I ask you to sit back, watch, and keep quiet. No noise so you can understand and get all we talked about in full. So, BRB.
Or we've been connecting and the whole thing is just going out of you know network was really messing up and I think the recording also. So thank you so much for accepting to speak with us and enlighten us on the other side of the story with Alade Boluwatife. It is awesome and thank you so much. That is all I can say. So we have Barrister Paul Olaniyi, a legal practitioner and an astute orator. So he is going to be preferring answers to some of our questions as regards law that is binding domestic violence. So first of all, I'd like to ask Barrister, how does the law explains domestic violence? Okay, is it until there is an evidence before they swift into action, or you can just make a complaint even though the evidence is not there, but something can be done?
Thank you, Alade Boluwatife. On the issue of evidence or no evidence, one, the ground norm of the country, that is the Constitution, precisely at Section 34, Sub 1, protects first the dignity of persons. And it explains in that paragraph, in the first paragraph, that's Sub A and B, the first says that no person shall be subject to torture or to inhuman or degrading treatment. So the ground norm has already given a provision which is against domestic violence. The fact that you are married to a person does not entitle you as a husband or the wife to maltreat the person. Domestic violence is against the laws of the land, it's against the Nigerian Constitution. It is, for me, domestic violence is slavery. The ideology of domestic violence is coined out from slavery, the things that have happened in the past. And if you look further into the Constitution, in sub B of section 34 sub 1, it also does not allow for slavery or servitude. Say nobody shall be held in slavery or servitude. So the law does not permit domestic violence. But talking about whether there must be evidence or no evidence, we all know that the bedrock of the law is evidence. The reason evidence is very important is to enable people to be able to state their case with fact, with evidence. You cannot just come up and say your husband is beating you up or you are a victim of domestic violence when you have nothing to show for it. It should just be mere words before the court and it should not hold water. The reason is that a lot of people have different forms of motives. We can see the case of the great footballer Lema, who was accused of rape by a lady he actually had a consensual sexual relationship with. He had evidences that was able to discredit the assertion of the person. If he had no evidence ready for that particular situation, possibly he would have been in jail now for a crime he doesn't know about. So it is very important that evidence be provided in this kind of situation. Let me take you further to the Marriage Act. One of the grounds for dissolution of marriage is when the person is passing through extreme hardship and degradation so much that a normal human being is not expected to continue to live with another person under that situation. So apart from the Constitution, we also have the Marriage Act, that has permitted, and the Matrimonial Causes Act, that has permitted that if you are living under such intense situation, you can dissolve your marriage. And that is the position of the law as regards this. And all of this cannot be proven in court except by evidence. If you say someone beat you, it's an action that is physical. So as such, there should be physical evidence to back up a physical action or an assertion. If you beat a person, everyone should know. Whoever sees the person should know that this person has been tortured, this person has been beaten, this person has been abused, this person has been a victim of domestic violence. So that is it for the law.
Okay, thank you so much for that. It's really, really enlightening. So, but one of the things I want to state now is based on the viewers of the other side of the story with Alade Boluwatife, we have most singles on this platform. So the most people that are involved in this domestic violence are people that are cohabiting together. We call them boyfriend, girlfriend, we call lovers, we call, is my spouse or is someone I'm gonna get married to wherever the case may be. So in this kind of situation, how is the law going to guide them? How is the law going to be on their side? That's for the abused. And what is the law going to do about the abuser?
Thank you, Bolu. First of all, I would like us to look into the provisions of the Constitution as earlier stated. Section 34, sub 1, paragraph A and B. It's a general provision of the law that affects every citizen. Whoever counts himself or herself a citizen of Nigeria is covered by the provision of that section. So you are not entitled, no one is entitled to touch you, batter you, degrade you, torture you, and give you any inhuman treatment. Now let's go further to the criminal jurisprudence of the country. The criminal jurisprudence allows for assault and battery. What is an assault? An assault is the threat of harm against another person, while battery is actually the offensive touching, intentional offensive touching of another person, done without the consent of that person. If your boyfriend touches you as a girlfriend in a relationship, and such touch becomes offensive to you, such as beating you, belting you, maltreating you in whatsoever form, using instrument on you, whatever form it comes in, you can sue for assault and battery. Most times they are charged together because, well, you speak it, then most times after you speak it, you do it. So if a lady touches a guy offensively in a relationship, or the guy touches the lady offensively, either way it becomes a crime. So you have a right to report such offense to the police. They have a right to take up an action against such offender in the court of law. So whether it's in whatever form of relationship it is, the shocking thing is it can even happen amongst siblings. It can even happen amongst parents to children. We have seen a lot of teachers in the school that abuse children, that violate them with different kind of things in the disguise of teaching them, and they are also actionable. The purpose of the law is to curtail the character and the attitude and the behavior of everyone in the society. So when something is done in excess, it becomes an offense. So if your boyfriend or a girlfriend becomes vicious in a relationship and begins to beat the other person, he has committed a crime. And as such, you can take up your case in the court of law against such person. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Barrister. So I have another question here that, it's a big alarming. Okay, they said there are actually guys that are being abused as much as ladies. So my question here is, how many of these domestic violence cases goes to trial? And on the percentage, which case is much more in the court of law? Is it for the ladies or for the guys?
Thank you, Boluwatife. But I would state the obvious. We have more cases of domestic violence against women than against the men. And that's because the men are physically stronger than the women, which is not a reason that should come in play anyway. But on the issue of how many of these matters go to trial, um, the court allows for anyone to adjudicate their case the way they want it to go. If your case goes further to court and you 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 are you have made up your mind that you want to see this case through trial and get to the root of the matter to avoid such people roaming the streets of the community free and thinking they have gone away with their issues. Fine. The court cannot stop a litigant from proceeding with his matter. The court cannot cut short the matter. So what happens is if you want to go to court, you tell your lawyer, the lawyer knows what to do. He takes the matter straight up to court with all the evidence accompanying it. So what I would advise is if you have an intention to take up a legal action against someone that has violated your rights or that has abused you domestically, you should learn to keep the records. When he's beating you up, you can take a picture evidence, you can take a video evidence of it. When you have injuries on your body, even if you can't do that when he was beating you up, if you have injuries on your body, you can take pictures of it. You can take videos of it. So it can be used as evidence in the court of law against such person. If you know this person is continually does this, get someone who will be around to help you take evidence against such person, because even if you file for a divorce, you have to prove it. You cannot just jump to court and make an assertion without proving it. You have to prove everything you take to court. So you can go as far as you want in trial against such person, and you'll get your judgment. I trust the justice system of Nigeria to do justice to your case. And as regards the people that are, well, more victims, like I've said earlier, it is obvious that the ladies are. And that is why most times we caution the men more than we caution the women in relationships. Thank you.
Okay, Barista, thank you so much, Mike. Thank you very, very much. So my last question right now is there any severe punishment for the abuser? You know, a lot of people feel like fine, they get to beat somebody, they get to blow someone up, they get to slap or violate human rights, and they walk away with it, irrespective. Even here, when people threaten them that, oh, I'm going to call the police on you, oh, I'm taking this matter to court, but still they'll feel like, hello, I don't care. Like, is there a very, very, like, let me use the word tangible, a very serious punishment that it is available for the abuser once the person violates the human right of another in terms of domestic violence? Thank you.
Thank you, Boluwatife. Well, every crime is punishable under the Constitution. And to make it simplified and specific, we have the Criminal Code Act in Nigeria that guides the whole Nigeria. And different states also have their criminal laws like the Lagos State, we have the Administration of Criminal Justice Law of Lagos State. And in all of these laws, the the crime or the offense of assault and battery is punishable, is regarded as a misdemeanor, and as such is punishable by 1 year imprisonment of the person. So when you are going to court, or when someone is liable or guilty for the offense of assault and battery, the person gets nothing less than a year imprisonment. So they are all actionable in court, and I hope everyone understands that.
Okay, Barrister, thank you so much for enlightening us. Really, at the end of this question and answer, this dialogue between us, my viewers, that there is justice, and most of all, without mercy for whosoever that violates your rights. So thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for answering our questions, and most of all, your time is really precious, and we recognize that. And we want to say thank you so much.
Welcome back to the other side of the story with Alade, Boluwatife.
So we are back from the conversation and the one-on-one interview with our legal practitioner and also the abused of. The thing is, I hope you learned something. Like, I don't just want you to watch and just pass away time. No. It's about you watching and understanding, about you gaining something, so that when you have a friend that is violated, like our rights has been violated, you have, like, you can confidently tell the person this is how to go about it. You don't have to endanger yourself. Nobody has the right to touch you any kind of way that you don't like. If you don't like it, you tell the person, and once the person continues, you find a way to go about it, which that is why I'm tell your friend to tell a friend to come watch this. So it's a wrap on the show already. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. See, I can't love you less. You're the best in the whole planet. You're the best. So I want to say thank you so much for watching, and it's still your baby girl, Alade Boluwatife. Next time, we'll be talking about another episode and another topic, which is going to be released on Monday. So on Friday, we'll be having our video as usual. So please, you want to contribute, you can drop a comment down below so that we can add you to the WhatsApp platform, so that you can just share with us what you want. And please don't forget to like our videos and give us a thumbs up, and most especially, please subscribe. So till we meet again, it's your beautiful baby girl, Alade Boluwatife.